All right, Coach, thank you. There's a look at New Era Field here in Orchard Park, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. He finds an opening past the 40. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. It's brought in by Kevin White. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Red, up! Hey, 18.
Now Trubisky on first down. Now Trubisky lost the football. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them. And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
Well, you think 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Here we go now.
On second down, it's McCoy. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Charles, I think sometimes maybe we take LaShawn McCoy for granted. Been in the league since 2009. He's played 12 or more games every season as a running back. 30 years old this year. What do you see for his future?
I still see a very bright future for him, and you're exactly right. We do kind of take him for granted. Remember, he was with Philadelphia. Then he goes to Buffalo. Buffalo goes through the playoff drought before last season. And the Eagles, they win a Super Bowl without him. So, yeah, we forget just how special he is. But I do think with his running style, he's got many more seasons left.
Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
This give is to McCoy. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now the first carry for the former Jaguar. This is Chris Ivory. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And now they'll throw with Allen. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Darren Waller, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make playoffs.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 38. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
18.
Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Matt Milano in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep is Kalen Clay. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, and the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with McCoy. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Allen now on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
10th carry now for McCoy. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look.
Here we go now. Lucky 56. 39. Lucky 56. 39.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. They run. This is Cohen. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. And they'll try again here, 1st and goal after the false start.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go. Hey, 18. Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Let's go.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Trubisky to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A give to McCoy. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
On 4th down, Colton Schmidt to punt it away. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they're going to get this one up to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this. They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And some room to maneuver.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here's McCoy. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Watching that, Barney! Detroit! Now let's go! 3,
Now they'll run it on the toss. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And Hauschka's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive, going to the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Allen looks to throw on second down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
A little surprising they wouldn't go for two, but this is up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And the Bills getting set to go. They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Allen forced out to his left. Allen hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Parkey adds the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Here's Parkey now set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at
Now Allen throwing on second down. He's got his running back, LeSean McCoy. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They go now to McCoy. He's seen a ton of action this afternoon. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now let's go.
They'll run it with McCoy. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
Detroit! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! 319! Detroit! Detroit! 319! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Detroit! Detroit! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
On On second down, here's Allen being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Leonard Floyd in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
The Bills on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12.
Gone! Now let's go! 3-19! Detroit! 3-19!
From the gun, it's Allen, escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a fourth down. Here's Colton Schmidt now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. This is fielded inside the 5. Powers through. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. Throw left side, taken in by Miller. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.